I mean, aspirationally, the only thing, from an aspirational standpoint, the only thing that you're trying to do during the first season of the show is get a second season. Well, it's what I'm trying to do right now with Heels, frankly. It feels great to be back here. Please watch.
Mondays at 9 on Stars.
But when in between season 1 and season 2, the guy that started the show, Greg Berlanti, called me into his office and said we're going to be introducing Barry Allen during the second season. And they said what we would like to do over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years is basically build the Justice League on TV. They said that to me in the summer of 2013. And I said, whatever you say. So I never could have pictured it. You know, hindsight's 2020. I could go back and say, well, I always thought it would happen, but nobody knows. You really don't. If everyone knew, then there are certain movies that never would have been made. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Do you have one?
The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element? Yeah, but do you know about the history of that movie? I mean, it's a studio picture starring Bruce Willis.
Yeah, but it had a lot of trouble getting made.
Oh, okay.
And then it didn't really take off until it became like a cult classic.
Oh, this is a simple answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
Passed on and passed on and passed on and passed on, despite everyone saying this is a no-brainer. They're about to make a third one. It's called Deadpool. Like, hey, R-rated films don't work for wide release. Were you guys alive in the 80s?
The rating system has changed a little bit. We've watched the movies with our kiddo, and
she's like, you can't watch that movie with Maddie.
And he'll go, it's rated PG. I go, impossible. There's no way. They drop F-bombs. There's murder, probably a boob. There's no way that's PG. Sure enough, they have changed the rating system for sure. I don't know who's responsible for that, but it is apparent.
And my standards are my standards. I'll show you if there are boobs, but I'm not going to show her Total Recall because there are 3 boobs at one time.
I guess we can agree on that. Next.
Also, I was at C2E2 when you got crap for your colorful socks, and I gotta say, another amazing colorful choice.
Thank you. I'm firmly in the area of trying to wear socks that my daughter thinks are funny.
Hey, that's the best way to do it.
Thank you. I mean, for me,
Shooting arrows with Buddy the Elf?
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
right? Crossover.
For me personally, I've just participated in my one and only bucket list moment. Man, anything that we could have done? Well, it would have been nice for Oliver to come face to face with Bruce Wayne in some way. Be nice if we have an episode where he could fly. You asked. And it would have been nice if Oliver woke up one morning, looks in the mirror and goes, I have an idea. Fashions in the classic goatee, and then comes out. Felicity looks at him and goes, no. Beautiful. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
After Arrow.
See, okay, my last bucket list thing would have been putting what you just said on the poster. For Supernatural. So wait a minute. So you started watching Arrow, and then you just hopped into season 8 of Supernatural?
Pretty much. And I did not spoil it for my roommate at college who was actually like fully watching the show, and I'm like, I have questions about what I've seen, but I can't ask you because you haven't watched season 8 yet, and that's the only thing I've watched. But I said I really liked Arrow, and just watching it grow from pretty realistic in season 1 and 2 to adding in the elements of magic and kind of the other superhero stuff there. How did you feel about how it just grew from that point to all this other stuff like the aliens, the metahumans, and just working all that in and still keeping Arrow grounded at its center?
What did I think of it, or how do we keep it grounded at its center?
little bit of both.
Well, we didn't always keep it grounded at its center. We sometimes it became ungrounded. It's the ebb and flow of the creative process. There are seasons that people liked, there are seasons that people didn't like as much, seasons that I'm sure people hated, but you only hate something if you like are deep down rooting for it to be good. I think after season 4 and after season 6, I always had a dinner after the season with our big boss Greg Berlanti, and there were a couple of times where I felt as though the show was being of service to another show, as in like trying to help another show along the way. And all I would say in that scenario would be, if we're gonna do Arrow, can we do Arrow, right? Like, can we take it back down to the streets? Can we make it a right hook to the face and not a sword fight on top of a mountain? Which I loved, by the way. But it's like, let's keep the show the show. Let the other shows do their other things, because what we do best, right? Like, you saw me in the Flash suit. I look like an idiot.
I did love that crossover.
Yeah, well, me too. But no, I mean, that's the inevitability. Is any show really supposed to go 170 episodes? Probably not, right? It's really not. You're gonna have to make sacrifices in order to create content. So it's just like, okay, well, we can do that every once in a while, but then let's get back to what we do. And when we did, it produced some of our best seasons, in my opinion.
Thank you.